Review and analysis of the fatal incident during enclosed space entry. Enclosed space entry. Accident, risk, precaution and preventive action. What can happen? Fatal incident involving death of crew member, permanent disability, brain damage, other major injuries and difficulties in body and mind, other lacking in procedures, total disregard to enclosed space entry. Procedures. No one on board knew some crew has gone inside the tank. Going inside tanks without informing. No pre-tank cleaning meeting. No proper handover. Inadequate monitoring by senior officers. Lack of leadership and complacency of senior officers. Possible violation of MARPOL. Initially assumed that person collapsed due to acrylonitrile, but later it was established that there was an oxygen deficiency in the tank, caused by nitrogen. Pitfall and mistakes. While making an enclosed space entry. Lack of coordination and command during the emergency rescue operations. Past drills not conducted realistically. OOW not involved, aware at all with operations on deck. Non-readiness of LSA items. Past enclosed space entry permits just a paper exercise. Unsafe acts not reported or corrected. A total breakdown? Question. Why do well qualified and experienced crew working for a standard company decide to breach company procedures? Or take a shortcut? Safety culture. The safety culture of an organization is the product of the individual and group values, attitudes, competencies and patterns of behavior that determine the commitment to, and the style and proficiency of, an organization's health and safety programs. Simply said, it's the way we do things around here. What are two most important ingredient to have a positive safety culture? Involvement of all employees. Effective communications and commonly understood and agreed goals. PTW system. Permit to work system. It is one kind of risk assessment. What is the flow process for a PTW? 1. Assessing the risk. 2. Authorizing the task. 3. Monitoring the task. 4. Canceling the permit. Checklist. There are various items to be checked prior, during and after. What do these items achieve? Controls to make the task safe. Do you want this to happen to you? Of course not. Your family does not want it. You don't want it. The company does not want it. So what can all of us do? Improve the safety culture. Repeat question. What are two most important ingredient to have a positive safety culture? Involvement of all employees. Effective communications and commonly understood and agreed goals. Other preventive measures. More support to the crew by the company. Safety is paramount. Reporting unsafe acts. Safety is everybody's business. Strong leadership by senior officers. Reinforcement of procedures. Use of personal gas monitors and communications to be highlighted. Amendment to enclosed space procedures to carry ELSA into the tank. Portable oxygen resuscitator to be carried inside tank during evacuation. Crew to exercise such a procedure during rescue drills. Enclosed spaces. Limited opening for entry and exit. Unfavorable natural ventilation. Not designed for continuous worker occupancy. What are the enclosed spaces on board our fleet? Cargo tanks, ballast tanks, fuel tanks, pump rooms, cofferdams, void spaces, double-bottom tanks, sewage tanks, engine, crankcase, etc. Hazard evaluation. Oxygen deficiency. Flammable, explosive atmospheres. Toxic atmospheres. Physical hazards. Isolated occupants. Oxygen deficiency. Causes. Rusting steel. Oxidation. Fresh organic matter. Oxygen displacement, nitrogen. Oxygen deficiency, common. Symptoms. Loss of coordination. increased pulse, respiration, impaired judgment, blue lips, fainting, nausea, vomiting. Other hazards: organic materials, vegetable, animal matter deteriorates equals hydrogen sulfide gas. Also absorbs oxygen. Overheating of vegetable oils. Coconut oil causes release of carbon monoxide. Standing seawater depletes oxygen and deteriorates into hydrogen sulfide, methane gases. Immediately dangerous to life or health. IDLH. Flammable vapors at a concentration of 1% or greater of the LEL. Oxygen content less than 21%. Presence of toxicants above the approved IDLH limits. Question: smelling by nose is the best alternative to using the various gas meters and quicker. Why not? Many gases are odorless. Many gases dull the sense of smell. Many gases intoxicate you, hence causing impairment of judgment. Many gases have an odor threshold higher than the TVL. Example: acrylonitrile, 21.4 ppm but TLV is 2 ppm. MSDS is confusing? IDLH, STEL, TLV TWA, TLV, STEL, TLVC which one to follow? TLV TWA. IDLH immediate danger to life and health. TWA time weighted average. STEL short-term exposure limit. C. Sealing. Enclosed space procedure. 2. Forms. First is the permit, second is the record of movement of persons in the enclosed space. When in doubt, stay out. 1. Time taken for the first aid, from alarming to start first aid. The fastest example took 2 minutes and the slowest took 15 minutes. Mostly first aid can be conducted within 5 minutes. According to the data, vessels could have conducted first aid within 5 minutes if crew had been trained well. 2. Total time taken for rescue, from alarming to complete rescue from cargo tank. The fastest example took 5 minutes and the slowest example took 32 minutes. 3. The reasons for the delay of first aids and rescue. Drill 1. Assembled crew on scene and waited arrival of all teams. In case of fire and abandoned ship, it is necessary to check all crew. But in case of rescue work, First Aid Team 2-0 should enter cargo tank immediately under CO or master supervision and should conduct first aid to victim as soon as possible. 2. Delay of resuscitator. Resuscitator lowered into cargo tank after BSN came into cargo tank. It should be lowered immediately after 2-0 came down. 3. Check of tank atmosphere before entry. Normally it is required to check before entry permit after completion TC, but in case of NQAT, rescue work NQAT, it is not required to check immediately because rescue team put BA set. The gas in O2 should be confirmed later on. 4. Resuscitator not assembled for immediate use. It should be assembled in standby near manifold area with rope for immediate use. 5. Use of complicated equipment. Used rescue equipment with tackle and took long time. In case of emergency, it should be simple and easy to handle. Harness with rope, 17 MTR harness. 17 MTR would be the easiest, fastest way to rescue victim. 4. Team organization. Some vessels didn't follow team organization which recommended by company. Drill is required to conduct under the same or similar organization at every vessel so that crew can be familiarized the team organization whenever crew join other vessel. Especially, first aid team should be senior 2-0, and rescue team should be senior 2-0, who is the same first aid team, and BSN. In case of absence of senior 2-0 and BSN, other 2-0 and senior AB can be first aid. Team and rescue team. 5. Ventilation duct if possible. Ventilation duct lowered to victim's face through TC hatch for breathing with fresh air. 6. EEBD. Some vessels use EEBD for rescue because it is lighter than BA set. EEBD is for escape and the capacity is for 15 minutes. Rescue teams should use BA sets which the capacity is 30 minutes. 7. Stretcher and harness. Some groups used stretcher protecting victim's head and body. However, if we consider safety aspect of crew body too much, it may lose victim's life. Also, we checked with medical doctor for this matter and recommended to use equipment which can rescue crew as soon as possible. Case 1. For suffocated crew, it is recommended to use harness, ISGOTT-10.11.3. Case 2. For fractured crew with consciousness, it is recommended to use stretcher, IBC-14.2.7. Our most concern is for case 1, which is requiring quick action for saving victim's life. Thank you for watching.